So I guess in this week's episode of Futsal Boys episode 4, teamwork does not make the dream work because the prediction that I made thinking that Koyo was going to win, that wasn't that wasn't the case. So of course the game started off with Albert being in the lead for the first half of the game, and they were dominated. They got the first goal of the game, then they managed to get in the second, and Kyo is trying their best to catch up. And what we have to really focus on is mainly the characters of like Sakaki, Ryu, and Taiga. And I'm gonna be real with you guys, the person that made Kyo lose overall, if you think it was Haru due to the last shot that was made within the last 10 seconds, no. Actually, with Haru, and I failed to mention that in the last video, when he saw an advertisement, or no, it was more like he was seeing the news on some clock tower, and then the person that was being spoken on that newscast, we can assume that that is his father because he's abroad right now teaching kids from different countries to play futsal, to play soccer, and then he's kind of shocked by that. So I'm guessing in terms of his style of play, where he came to love soccer and everything, it was through his father. So that's besides the point. My thing is with Sakaki, he's the main reason why Kyo lost the game. And it's due to his selfish play. He thinks with having this one-man army, this individual style of play, going into a sport that requires teamwork, that requires cooperativeness, he thinks with the way he can go about being, oh, I can be a loner, I can be that lone wolf type of person, is enough to bring the team towards victory. And the thing is, as you're watching the episode, you see Aldebert exploit that. They know that Sakaki is actually the weak point of Kyo's team due to what type of player he is. Even though he was put into the position by Tsukioka to be the play caller, the person who makes all the calls, the person who gives the passes when it is needed, when it is pivotal in the game, yet he doesn't adhere to his position. He continues to play more on the offensive, aggressive style. And so Aldebert, you can see it throughout the entire episode, Aldebert exploits that. Aldebert always is going to attack Sakaki more than they attack any of the other players on Kyo because they know what type of person Sakaki is. There was one particular player in Aldebert, he has green hair. I do not remember his name at all. Green hair and round glasses. And he's a sly type of player. So Sakaki is, despite trying to seem like he's the type of guy that can't be read, this guy was able to say, oh, I read you. I read everything about you. I know what type of player you are. I'm gunning for you. And that's what they did. That's exactly what they did. Yes, did he score a point for the team? He did. But that was due to his own selfishness. He thinks he can carry the team by playing the way that he has always done. And I can see where people will try to say, you have to kind of give him a break in the sense of probably whatever happened to him in middle school and with his teammates. But really, that's no excuse given the fact that Kyo tries so hard to make him feel part of the team, even with their captain. I mean, yes, we had that moral boost of the episode with Taiga finally coming back. He was finally able to own up to saying, yeah, I do love playing soccer with you, Ryu. I do miss playing the sport. So he came back as the goalie. I don't know why I called him guard in the last video, but he came back as goalie, and he really gave that team the confidence they were needing, because by the time the second half of the game started, they were catching up. They actually tied some point in the second half. But again, it goes back to Sakaki. When he was starting to make his regular plays, that's when everything just really started to go downhill. And they were down by 2. I think it was about 9 not no no it was 9-7 or 8-6. It was 8-6, and Sakaki got the ball. He didn't want to pass the ball as usual, and it led to Kyo's team losing 9-6. And I think this is probably, personally for me, I haven't watched a lot of sports anime, but for the sports anime that I have watched, especially ones that deal more with team focused sports shows, I think this is the first sports anime I've ever watched where the main team of the series, lost in the first round of the preliminaries. That's actually kind of shocking, but they still can play forward because, of course, they have to play against other teams. So I'm guessing it's more like lose 3 of say 4 games. I'm guessing they never really explained the rules of Fresh Cup, like how much rounds you have to lose in the preliminaries in order to get kicked out and never reach the nationals or finals. So they never really explained that in this show, so I'm going to guess that is the case, but if anybody knows, please do tell me in the comments section. But the only way I can see Kyo's team flourishing and actually working together, all members, is if when the next game that they have to play, this is the only strategy I can think of that Tsukioka will have to do. They play the game, right? First half of the game, they're playing all together, right? But if Sakaki continues playing the way that he is playing, and he didn't learn from when he was playing against Albert, because what we find out, Albert is one of the best schools in the Kanagawa region, so he kind of got a taste of his own medicine facing one of the best schools there is, and they kind of showed him like, yeah, what you're doing is not going to cut it. And if he doesn't take what he learned in this game and apply it for future games, I have a feeling, and this is actually what I really do want to show Sakaki, that he can't continue doing what he's doing, is they play the first half of their next game, right? If he does his usual thing, Tsukioka, what he's going to have to do is, before the second half of the game starts, he benches Sakaki. Sakaki now has to sit on the spectator side. He has to sit on the bench, and then somebody else, the co-captain, now has to take his position, and they show him, this is how you do it. This is how you play as a play caller. This is how you work together as a team, because he needs a reality check, because he's not bringing the team to victory. He's actually shutting down their path to victory due to the type of player he is. And it's very selfish of him, and no matter how much, you have Haru or Ryu going after him and telling him he needs to do better, he doesn't listen. He's very stubborn. So I'm hoping they do that. If not, then I can't see Kyo winning anytime soon, or going to the nationals as much as they really want to, because that's one of their goals, is to go to nationals, is to win nationals. So they need to change their strategy, and that's really starting with Sakaki. So I'm sorry for anybody that loves Sakaki and I'm bashing your boy, but the truth had to be said. Like, this guy he's not a team player, and they need to take some serious steps in order to change his ways and get down to the reason as to why he decided to play this style, and that it is not helpful for the team going forward. So if you guys saw this week's episode of Futsal Boys episode 4, do tell me in the comment section below on how you felt about this week's episode. What were some things you noticed that I didn't say in the video? I would love to know. Some things I probably may have forgotten and I haven't mentioned it. The links are in the description box, so you guys can go check that out. And I'm Kimmy-chan of Anime Legends, and I will see you guys later. Just before I end the video, next week Saturday, February 5th, even though it's not part of this, I won't be doing my Dress Up Darling episode 5 review, because I will be out with my friends, so it'll be pushed to next Sunday, February 6th. So I'm just gonna give you that just drop that in there for you guys. So it's not that I'm not doing it at all, but it will have to be pushed for the following day. So until then, I will see you guys later. Bye.